All right, welcome back to Chapter 6, video number 9. And we're going to carry on explaining this concept of passing an argument either by value or by ref. Now in this video, we're going to have a look at a little deeper look at passing by ref. So why do we use ref or out? Because there's another way we can pass, which is called out in arguments. So when do we use one over the other? And this is a subtlety. Both of them are very similar. In fact, both of them, they pass by ref. So when an argument is passed by ref or out to the method can change the value of the argument in the calling part of the program. So that means we can change the value. It doesn't have to remain the same. And that's very important because a lot of times we need to change the value when we're calling a method. With ref, the value must be set before passing the method. So the big difference between the ref and the out is that ref, the value must be set before passing the method, where out, the value does not have to be set before passing the method. If you don't have it yet, you're going to have to pass it by out. If you have it, you can pass it by ref. So with the out, the value must be set in the method though. So there's a caveat here that if you're going to pass something, you do have to pass something into it, otherwise it's going to throw an exception for you. So you do have to establish the value inside of the method if you're going to pass by out. So a quick example of that would be right here. You can see here I've initialized the variable ahead of time. So if I have the value must be set before passing the method. I've got it here. Now I'm going to pass by ref, no problem. So I can pass by ref. My variable comes in here. It gets passed into as a number. Number gets rechanged to 0. So the result of this is it gets changed to 0. So that's the output of this one. Now the next one down here is by passing by out. Well, in this case, I don't know what the value of my value is here. I'm passing it with nothing there. How can you pass nothing? So you need to use out. You're going to pass it by out. You don't have it. It's out. It's not out there yet. Whatever. And then when I pass it in here, I must set the value before executing. So then it sets it to 0 and it passes 0 back into the output here, output box. So this is a very important concept because we're really just trying to determine how we're passing the arguments into those parameters either by ref or by out. And simply, if you've got the value ahead of time, you can pass by ref. If you don't have it ahead of time, you can pass it using out. But with the caveat, you must assign it inside of the calling method, of the called method. All right, so I hope that makes some sense. Carrying on in the PowerPoint here is, what is a named argument and when do you use it? So a named argument is basically, again, I've already alluded to this, is by naming the argument by putting a label in it, and it's lowercase. It's like a variable name almost with a colon signifying the argument. So this whole thing right here is actually the argument. And we do that to help kind of simplify, like Carter Jones. Is that the first name or the last name? By putting the labels in here, we've identified that. Similarly with show your body mass index method. Do we want the weight first or the height first? I mean, is somebody 5 foot or 95 centimeters and they're 195 kilograms? Well, it helps identify that. So it helps to choose to code more readable for someone that might be confused with the first and last name or the weight and the height in that example.